Friday, shortly before 8, morning of November 13th. Ethan and I are set up basically along an edge. So we got a bunch of pines and walnuts and some oaks planted in rows over here, and then this is just a hardwood ditch. And so they like to travel these edges quite a bit, is what I've learned on this property. The only problem is you get some swirling winds on occasion, and the wind's a little bit gusty this morning. It's northwest, west, but it's gusty, and that's when you get more swirls because it kind of sucks back in and blows and sucks back in. We have seen probably at least 5 or 6 bucks, but the problem is they're all 1.5 olds, 1 2-year-old I guess up here, some does, some fawns. I don't know how long I'll hang in here with these winds doing this. I'm just going to keep dropping floaters and keep watching it, but we may be safer getting out of here and making a game plan for the afternoon. We had some mic issues yesterday, so I figure I'd give you a little update on our recent hunts. Yesterday morning, hunted the river farm and had a decent hunt. We saw a 4-year-old buck that we called JT a number of times chasing a doe. He was with a doe for a good portion of the morning. We also saw Rob, and Rob is that 5+-year-old that I've had 7 or 8 encounters with already. And he was pretty gingerly walking. There was something wrong with him, and it came up like 10 yards broadside. You can see a little cut right on his vitals. I don't know if he got gored with an antler or if it's from a shot. I mean, it was red and it looked like it was relatively fresh, and he was definitely favoring that side. And he kind of just crossed through the slough and went into his little bedroom there. He beds in that grass, it seems like. I've seen him so many times right there. So I'm anxious for somebody to kill that buck, but it was good to see him. In the afternoon, we moved out into the willows and saw that JT buck again. And we also saw the mature 9. He's got some little sticker points on his G2. And actually had an encounter with him a couple nights ago as well. Gavin was trying to shoot that buck, and he never came within 50 yards. So we did see 2 mature bucks yesterday. It's just been a string of not seeing our target bucks, so decided to move to a different property this morning and give it a try. We'll probably hunt here both the morning and the afternoon. Like I said earlier, it's going to depend on these winds. Right now the wind feels okay, but if it gets too swirly, we'll probably get down, go check some cameras, and then get in for the afternoon hunt somewhere else. Alright, we're gonna get down and get out of here before we mess anything up with these winds. We're gonna focus on the afternoon hunt, try to move up kind of towards the other end of this ditch. Hopefully we'll have a consistent wind once we get out of this. In the meantime, probably go run and pull some cards, see what else is kicking around. So we're going to pack up and get back in the stand a little bit. Alright, we are back in for the afternoon. It's about 2:45 right now. I would have liked to have got in nice and early with good movement conditions, but the wind is in the process of trying to switch from northwest to southwest. And we need south in this spot. But I'll tell you, this farm is whooping my tail when it comes to swirling winds, and I can't figure it out. It's been relatively windy all day, and it's going to die down. And our thermal should be just fine pouring into this ditch. But right now, I mean, we're getting every cardinal direction out of this wind, and it doesn't look like we should be. And so it's been frustrating trying to find a spot where the wind's not going to beat us. The deer we're hunting, we're calling Diablo. It's a fitting name based on where he's living, because this place is being tough on us for sure. Essentially, we're hunting kind of the downwind side of a bedding area. We do have some brassicas out here, but this is the downwind side of a bedding area. And I talked about it before, especially this morning, but it's also an edge between a block of pines and some hardwoods here around this ditch. And in my experience, the deer like to travel these edges, but it's all going to come down to the wind. And if we've done too much damage already, we haven't really spooked anything except a doe and a fawn, I think, that was bedded right here. 2 does maybe that were bedded right here when we walked in. So we'll see what happens. I feel good about this spot if the wind cooperates. Behind the oak tree. Those bucks might fight. Hey, there's Diablo. Diablo's up here, just past the ladder stand. Come on, wind, be good. He's walking right, so walking right, yeah. He's out of sight now. That big if at the end of my opening interview played out the way we did not want it to. The wind was absolutely miserable the entire night. It blew every direction, and every deer that came out here smelled us. And I think it was swirling so bad that they couldn't even tell where it was coming from most of the time, and they were walking around out front of us. But every single deer, there wasn't a single deer that didn't smell us. And the most frustrating part is looking at the topography and everything. I can't figure out why it's swirling here. So potentially it was just one of those nights where the wind just did its own thing and didn't do what it was forecasted to do. Or potentially it's a spot and it's kind of getting sucked back into the pines here or something. But I did catch a quick glimpse of the buck. We came in here after like 2 seconds, just enough to tell it was him. And I think if had our wind cooperated, we would have got a shot at him, because it was right when all those does were just piling out. And my guess is with all these deer on edge, he stayed up in the woods and ended up just redirecting. But man, I love this spot. I love this tree. I just got to figure out if it's even huntable. Try it on a different wind. Try it on a windier night. I'm not real sure. But that's frustrating right there. I mean, all night long. And there's just nothing you can do about it. Other than maybe this is just a tree you can't hunt. I don't know. We're gonna have a hard northwest wind in the morning, so I think we'll try to sneak in on a different ditch. I can hunt the other side, so cool to know he's in here. But man, things could have played out a lot differently tonight, that's for sure.